Somebody did ask me, sometime back about the complete disassembly of the Bullworker, the X5 I'm talking about. As I've been fiddling about, you may have seen my other videos, I thought, let me clean the red one, which was a little bit noisy, and the new second-hand one I've got I will do as well in due course. So this is how you can get the thing apart. This is the old slack one, so it's going to be easier to do. You can do it with the strong ones because I've just done it. So you can either pull this down, make sure it doesn't slip, and then pull the spring out, bending it carefully, and dismantle it from there. Or you can take the pressure off and then pull the top off here, bring the straps to one side, and then you can take it apart. This is what it looks like when you pull the top off, and it just fits with these back into there. When you pull it apart, then you'll have the main tube, and in the main tube you'll have these either end. This one's a different colour, I don't know why. Oops. In these you've got the guide and the spring, and then there's this collar which fits in. There's a flat where the scale would be. This one's lost its scale, and there's a flat on either sides of these, so you need to make sure it locates properly. The spring and the guide fit in this collar and do that. This was very dirty. Well, everything had lots of dust and fluff, and there's kind of a thickish grease on this, which I've left alone. I just used warm water and cleaned it up. Feels like there's something on there. Basically, took everything apart, as you can see, cleaned this, and then just rubbed it with WD-40, which is a good cleaner as well, after I'd done the washing thing. I don't know if it's meant to be lubrication or not, but I figured WD-40 won't do too much harm. This I washed as best I could, but there's a lot of gunk, and I used WD-40 in there because that is quite a good cleaner of things to clean that. So hopefully that will make things a bit quieter. The pipe had loads of dust and just stuff from years, possibly bugs and things which had gone in, I don't know. So I figured we've got the pumping action. If you want to keep things clean, it's probably a good idea not to have any dust flying around. So I hosed it through, cleaned it. Same in the handles here. There's lots of dust and so on. Again, I'm thinking there's going to be air and you're pumping. So may as well whilst we're taking it apart. So far, so good. The straps here, this one's got a couple of issues. Well, one of them, they're fraying a bit in places. So what I do with the fraying is to take a match or a lighter flame and just gently offer it up, and it melts the fraying bits. You'll see them sort of dissolve a little and melt. I think that's better than cutting them off because it has a tendency to seal the edge with the heat. So you go through and do that. Then on this one, you can see they've got these rollers here. Now that one turns very easily. This one, no. I'm rubbing there, but it's not actually turning. This one I can feel is turning. It's quite free. Sprayed all of them just with a bit of WD-40 just down the edge, and this one hasn't freed up. Don't know if it's going to. It's very tight, so something, maybe the pin there's been some rust or something. So it means then that the rope or the cable slides on it, but it doesn't turn. It's quite smooth, so it's not a disaster, but it doesn't turn. It's obviously meant to turn. And there's one, same on this other end. There's that one that won't turn, seized, and the other side turning quite freely. See, I might come back to it, I might not. So you can see, don't know if you'll be able to see there. I don't know how's the best way of doing this, but there's once I put it back together and all this is taut, I will just go through and burn off any of those fraying bits. Don't know if you'll be able to see that. So I'm going to put it back together, and you can hear whether it seems any better. Well, I figure I'm only going to do this once. I wasn't really happy with the rollers being seized, because obviously it means it's going to rub on the webbing, which is probably why this one's rather more frayed than some of the others. So I thought, let me have a look. Turns out it's not too bad, providing you don't lose things. So you can see here, hopefully, there's a pin through there and there's the roller. Well, as you can imagine, put it in a vise, tap the pin out it all comes. Yeah, and it was rusty. So I cleaned it with emery cloth as best I could, the metal rod, cleaned the inside of the roller. Some WD-40 again, clean as I could get it. The roller's rod is pitted. I suppose I could find the dimensions and get something cut and get a new one made, but come on. So did that, and of course, in undoing it, guess what? Yeah, the roller was on the other side of the room. Not big room, but I heard it hit something, and I thought it sounded like that metal, and there it was. So managed to rescue that, and that's it. So the rollers are as good as they're going to get. I've done this end, so I'm just going to put this on here, and you'll see. Job done. So we're left with this. We'll do the other end. So I'm going to press down here. Okay, that seems to be that. Let's check. Looks good. Yep. Smoother. That'll do. And when I use the outer range, so this is where the pulleys come in, we'll see. For me, works well enough. Maybe those pulleys will free up in time. I don't know. But there we go.